There we go. Sorry about that. Microphone got a little stuck there. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another Chill and Chat and Sammy Thunder. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope if anybody did any card shows, card shop based events, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hope you guys came away with something. I went to Village Baseball Cards on Friday to visit Mike, because I haven't been in quite some time, and it was just like I never left. Mike was full of stories, sharing some great, just some great stories of various players. I ended up being there for almost 2 hours and mostly conversing with Mike about some of those stories, and came away with a few pickups. And he's very appreciative of the people that watch my channel that have gone to the shop and spoke nothing but praises. So that for those that have visited, thank you very much. I know it means the world to him, and it means the world to me as well. So thank you. Excuse me. Lots to get into tonight. First thing I really wanted to talk about is, I think, something that is connected to all of us that create content, and also not only those that create content, but also those that watch the content as well. And I'd be lying if I said that the content that's put out now is, we want to be able to get as many people watching as best possible. We want eyes on it. We want to be able to feel like what we're putting out there to the world is worthwhile. And sometimes when that doesn't happen, when you're not really attracting so many viewers to your videos, it can feel quite deflating. And it can be frustrating time and time again, where you're putting something out and then you're not getting the return you want. And I'm about close to finish to watching Alex of Bowman 53's video on Hank Aaron, and he's been doing this series for quite some time. I think he did one on Jackie Robinson not too long ago, and now he's doing the one on Hank Aaron. And it really kind of, if you haven't watched it, I'll leave the link in the chat, but I highly recommend checking it out, because it really kind of gives that Ken Burns sort of vibe. And Alex is a great narrator throughout the entire process. He does all the editing, chooses all the music. He really just gets everything orchestrated and edited down to really flow so seamlessly. And I mean, this is Alex's bread and butter. He is a videographer, an editor, obviously a collector and enthusiast, but he has a mastery of video editing and techniques, and he's really just honed in on that. So why am I mentioning all this? So what I will say is that the video that he put out there currently sits at around 188 views. And he addressed this in a comment that he left on his channel, indicating that, yes, there's, some have mentioned that the view count, there should be more views, there should be more views, there should be more views. And he addressed it in a way that shows so much integrity, and it really kind of, the kind of character that Alex carries is of the type that I truly respect and admire. He does this for himself. I think he works so hard because he knows that the reaction he's going to get, despite the view count, is going to be also that same level of respect and admiration. So whether that video gets 300 views, 1,000 views, 5,000 views, 100 views, whatever the case may be, he knows that the people that are going to be watching that video are going to respond to it, because I know he knows that he has the capability and the skills and the mastery, like I said, to put out a video of such caliber that he knows, despite the view count, he's going to feed off of the people that do respond. And he mentioned, like I said, one thing, I think I'll just read back part of the comment that he said. What I can say is that the views that the video does have were substantial ones. The average length of the video people watched was 9 minutes. That's incredibly rewarding to me, especially when we're told videos and attention spans trend in the other direction. It also received some of the kindest, most thoughtful comments I've received. I will take all of that over someone watching it for 5 seconds and leaving. My goals go beyond view counts, although I of course appreciate them. So I thought that, I wanted to address this. I think it's important to kind of keep that in mind, is that viewership, view counts has become such a conflated thing now in this space that, so you might put out a video one day that gets 1,000 views, and then you might put out a video that gets 100 views. But that's not something, I wouldn't let that deter you in your process. Some things are going to hit, some things are not. But you have to feel you have to feel like every video that you're putting out is something that you enjoy and that you appreciate. And so I just wanted to put that out there. I wanted to address it. I think it's important. I think it's something that has become such a highly discussed concern, I think, that people have. So 1 second. Let me get into a roll call, and let's talk a little. I'm happy to talk about this further if you guys want to in the chat. I'm going to feed off what you guys are mentioning here in the chat. So Boom Slang, what's up, my friend? It's good to have. Glad you're here. Long time content creator, Mr. Boom Slang. Carlisle Rude, good evening. Mr. Wilhelm, good evening, sir. Mike, good. What's up, man? Mr. Keith, only basement baseball cards. Sven is here. Orlando, good to have you here, sir. Dave from Peacemaker. The Damn, nice choice. It's the Offspring covers it though. So the Offspring covers it. I think they did the cover for the Batman Forever movie back in what, 90. I don't remember what year that came out. 95, 96, something like that. All right. Harvey, good to have you here. Good evening. Ruben, good evening, sir. Right. Bruce, hello, good evening. Right. Warren D, what's up, my friend? Ben, what's going on, man? Good to have you here. Nick's kept me up too. I got very little sleep. I woke up a little bit later than I normally do. Mr. Wilhelm says, I love those videos, but the AI kind of irks me. I mean, are you referring to photos that were used in the video? I mean, I gotta give Alex a pass. If that's what you're referring to with Alex using AI photos, I gotta give him a pass on that. I mean, it's a lot of work, and I don't mind if he uses AI photos to kind of demonstrate the vision of what he's trying to accomplish. Alrighty. I think the AI is knocking down the algorithm. I'm not sure if the AI, are we talking like, what AI are we referring to? Are we referring to like thumbnails that are generated with AI? Or are we referring to something else? Jacob, good to have you here, friend. Good to have you. Mookie, what's up, man? And thanks for leaving the link in the chat. Appreciate that. Yeah, the video was outstanding. I really think it was. Now, Keith brings up a good point. Negativity gets views, unfortunately. I think highly contested and opinionated videos that can trigger a vast number of opinions in both directions can definitely do that. Controversial subjects, things of that nature, will always garner more attention, especially when you lead out with something that can be contested, I'd say. Jason said he just got back from the LA card show. That's awesome. How big of a show was it? Neil is here. Good to have you here, Neil. Although I do like negative angry Sammy. You know, I kind of look back on that live stream that I did about PSA, and I talked to. It's good you brought this up. I talked to Darren about this. I talked to I talked to John Mangini about this, and I will say this much: that the rant that I had talking about PSA and just the frustration about about no information being sent around about SGC's future and at the time, and talking about just having everything behind closed doors. I thought about it a little bit more, and I was listening to Darren, and I think it was the off topic, and I was listening to John talk about it as well. Does it really? I mean, how much does it affect you individually, or how much does it? I'll say, how much does it affect me individually as a collector? And it really doesn't affect me nearly as much as I thought it does. And so at the end of the day, I was looking back and I thought, you know what, there was really that whole live stream where I went on that rant was really baseless and not necessarily something that needed to be addressed. But at the time, I was just, I felt the need, I felt the urge. But looking back on it, it was unnecessary. Rob Cash Cards, what's up, my friend? Good to have you here. Jake, what's up, man? I'm gonna catch you tomorrow. Alex's video was a home run. It's a must watch. His Grab a Coffee and Donut series. Yeah, man, for sure. Boom Slang, thanks so much, man. I appreciate that. If you guys want to hit the thumbs up, you can. Either way. You can't make a video like that without AI. He's a genius when it comes to those style videos. I think he's truly one of a kind. If there is ever an opportunity to kind of work under the tutelage of Ken Burns, now is an opportunity. And I'm hoping perhaps that maybe maybe Ken Burns will see something that he's doing and, push that forward. Whether Alex wants to do it, of course, is, if that was a dream of his, I don't know. Melissa, good to have you here. Hello. We're referring to the imagery that was created with AI as an example. He created some images in the 50s with Aaron cards. It didn't detract from anything from me. So let me go back to that comment. I'm just kind of looking back on it because you meant. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can find what I was trying to look for. So yeah, Mr. Wilhelm is saying that he loves the videos, but the AI kind of irks me. If that's what he's referring to, I'm kind of seeing what he's going to say. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I think if using AI to create the imagery was, I mean, it doesn't bother me. It really didn't take much away. Didn't take anything away, to be honest. I mean, there's good use of AI and there's really poor use of AI, and I thought Alex used really good use of it. I have rarely seen any more tastefully used AI. Yeah, I mean, Alex, like I said, Alex did a good job with the AI usage. But I'm guessing YouTube has filters to identify videos of AI and move them down. I don't know. I don't know what the filters are. I don't know if it's possible for YouTube to trigger videos and move them down. I don't, unless it's like a blatant. I guess if there's a video that is not doing a good job demonstrating a vision or a point and using nothing but AI to generate that point, maybe it has some sort of way of identifying a poorly made video with AI usage. But algorithm stuff, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Let's see. Also, Jason says the LA Card Show is a pretty big show. That's pretty cool. The Kareem rookie, 1969 graded rookie. It's a classic card. I would say it's one of the iconic basketball cards. I think it's the 69 set is a really, really nice set filled with stars. And their first card ever, Havlicek and Willis Reed and so forth. There's a ton of names. Walt Frazier. I used a couple of AI photos in my recent bench video and it got a ton of views. I see nothing wrong with it. Alex did a fantastic job in his video. Listen, AI is going to be used on thumbnails. It's going to be used in videos. Just adapt or die, as they would say. Adapt or die, as Brad Pitt said in Moneyball. Rob is a thumbnail master. Rob does a good job with his thumbnails. He also does a great job with his opening intros as well. So that's pretty cool. It's fun to bash PSA though. It's warranted. Yeah, Mike. I mean, listen, if you want to bash them, bash them. Like I said, I kind of agree with Darren. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't. I don't really care. It does. It doesn't matter to me. I don't really care. It doesn't affect me. Yeah. Deep down, a lack of grading or like a PSA freeze on all submissions, it doesn't affect me as a collector. Let's see. Jason, my co-host, is here. What's up? Just shared Alex's video. Yes. I just like donuts, dog nuts. I know you meant to say donuts, but the mistake is equally as good. The AI was part of the storytelling. It was next level amazing and very, yes, I agree. The keyword is tastefully done, for sure. I realize it's one person's production. I really appreciate the effort he puts out. I was not trying to be that. No, you're fine. I mean, I think it's just, you have your kind of, you have an opinion on it, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just kind of looking at it from a different perspective. That's all. Brad, good to have you here, man. Thank you so much for jumping on. YouTube's using automated filters to limit AI content pornography. They don't have a team of humans screening videos. No, I'm sure they don't. Unfortunately, some great videos get few views, but PSA shut down videos and bad news gets a ton of views. That's just the way of the world now, Orlando. I mean, we've been making content for a good amount of time now at this point, where we've seen that transformation happen over the last few years. 100% agree. It was overkill. Unfortunately, that is becoming the norm on hobby topics. Yes, that is the case. So, yeah, I mean, that is the way things go now. It's not what it used to be, where in the past, videos were very. It's hard for me to look back on it because the way I remember it is that a lot of videos where there were VRs, there were grading reveals, there were pickups, card show videos, card shop videos. I don't know what it was like for the modern side of content creation, but at least for vintage, it was very kind of rigid and with very a lot of what's it called? Less hobby news, more individual collector videos. That was really what it was like. I would say in 2021, 2022, 2023, and then things kind of shifted more into more of the hobby direction. And I think a lot of that, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but I would say one of the biggest factors was more people creating channels. So more people creating channels expanded the community with more opinions, more thoughts, more things to chime in with. The hobby was also expanding, so there's more viewers out there, a lot more people watching videos, and also, like I said, more channels being born through the process. So you have, and also, I would say that there's more podcasts than there ever have been before. So collaborations are really at an all-time high. When I was first getting started, there was very few collaborations, if I remember. There were live streams, like one of the earliest live streams I remember watching that were like a duo were the COG Sports Cards guys, Snake and Rusty Nuts. Those guys, they ran a tight ship, man. They ran a really tight ship. They had, they were mostly doing kind of like box breaks and such, but they were having fun. They were charismatic, and I think people really enjoyed that. They would look forward to their Sunday live streams that they would do. So they were really just ahead of the curve in that regards. They were just doing a phenomenal job. Let me see. Just going back to the chat here. There's a few more things that have come up. Mookie says you could have closed your eyes and listened to Alex's production. The writing and sound design were off the charts on their own. Yeah, the little things that Alex did, and that our brains don't really pick up, are like the smooth transitions of music and sound effects, the like little things like he did where they're showing the little the photographer is taking pictures of Hank Aaron and using like the snapshot sounds from the cameras and what's it called, the flash on the cameras. Just so well done, little things like that. I would argue, sadly, that this is the way any media has worked. I believe the term "if it bleeds, it leads" goes back to the days of William Randolph Hearst. It's just human nature. Yeah, I would say that's true, and that kind of ties into any sort of form of media. So I would say you're right. That's just how it is, and it's just a matter of what kind of content you want to create that makes you feel that you feel good about making. So for sure. Good morning from the other side of the world, Carl. Good to have you here. With all the negativity in the card YouTube hobby, as I see, what is the best thing about collecting sports cards? That's a loaded question, but a great one. I'll leave that to the chat to answer first. I'll leave that to the chat, and then I will answer shortly. Let's see. Keith is all about the dime boxes, for sure. For sure. The Lou Alcindor card was actually worth a lot more a few years ago. Yeah, basketball cards in general seem to have gone down, except for some players. I think Jordan continues to go up, but as far as vintage basketball cards, yeah, it's tough. Orlando's mentioning he did a video sharing the 70-71 basketball set with second year Alcindor. My video got less than 100 views. Basketball cards don't really content surrounding basketball cards, unless it's like vintage basketball cards. It's just it doesn't really gravitate a lot of people to watch it unless you're talking about Jordan, is my guess. But yeah, like I said, it's what is the intention of creating videos? What is your intention? Is your intention to try to garner as many views as possible? Or are you trying to deliver a message that could help a few people? Maybe everybody has a different intention of what they're trying to accomplish, and I feel as though there's a little bit of a secrecy involved in what the intention is, but like I said, everybody has a different intention on what they want to accomplish and what they want to try to strive for. Bruce says that best thing, sharing pickups with friends and meeting. Yes, that is a huge part of it, man. That's a big part. That's my favorite part, is hanging out in person with a bunch of collectors. I really, really enjoy that. I'm looking forward to seeing a bunch of y'all at the National, hanging out with Shoeless Joe's, because that's really going to be the place where we are going to probably link up a lot. And for sure, that's a big part of it. One, it's the cards, but the people in this community have made it so special for me. Yeah, Warren is like a big teddy bear. So yeah, Warren is a good person to be around, for sure. Best part of collecting is watching or helping a buddy. Let's see. Watching and helping a buddy find a card they really want. It's a great feeling. That's another. Yeah, that is a great point, Rob. It really does feel good to be in the moment when you're helping somebody at a show buy a card. I've done it. I can't take obviously I can't take full responsibility for what somebody purchases, but being in the moment, it's always a humbling thing, and it's a nice feeling to be asked by another collector for your advice on something. It makes because you want to. I think that's in general when somebody asks for help. It doesn't have to be in the hobby or not the hobby, but when somebody asks for help and they want to get your 2 cents on something, that's a good feeling overall, and you want to try to help your buddy get that said card, for sure. Brad says best thing about collecting sports cards is adding a card to a project. I get to cross something off and then slot the card in where it belongs numerically, and then look at the other cards. If you're, that's definitely set building related, I would say, or player collecting, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it gives you a great reason to reopen the binder and slot your card in and start looking at the other ones that you've or you've accomplished already. Let's see. I've learned so much from watching people's videos like Orlando and yourself. I just took up pre-war, and I'd be lost without the YouTube guys. That's pretty cool, man. Pre-war can be a tricky navigation, but it's definitely a lot of fun and worthwhile. You can kind of go in different directions with it. So I'm hoping that you've picked a direction that works for you, and that you are finding some cool stuff out there. There's plenty out there to find, and yeah, it's good adventure for sure. Carl says definitely the people, for sure. Yeah, man, definitely the people. That is a big thing. Let's see. Definitely making friends is the main part of doing YouTube. Meeting guys like Bob. Yeah, Bob was a big hit at Strongsville, and I hear he is going to be at the National again. So I'm looking forward to seeing him there. But yes. Sven says, not being a content creator, everyone commenting who is a content creator, I watch their channels, and they are all awesome. I appreciate that, Sven. You do a really good job on really being and watching a lot of people's videos, commenting. That's a really, it's the support is really the big thing. I mean, watching the video is one thing, but then commenting as well, and really, sharing your thoughts goes a long way for a lot of people. Mookie says, the best thing about collecting is discovery, learning new things, exploring new subjects, discovering new people, finding out about yourself. The hobby is all about discovery. So the historical, I'll tie what you just mentioned, the historical part of it is a big part for me. I love learning about a particular set and gaining some insight about a particular set or a card or a player. It's a huge thing for me. I love learning. I love trying to get to the bottom, and I'm still trying to surface a lot of information about particular cards that I have. Hopefully, at some point I will, but that's a big deal, big part of it. Man, let's see. I learn something with every video I make. That's always a good thing. You always want to keep on. You always want to keep on learning, and when you start looking back on some of those videos, at least when I've looked back on the videos, you always kind of learn a little bit more about yourself in the process. And it's only, in my opinion, your videos only improve as you continue on. You learn a lot of things based on your environment around you. So, for sure. Warren, we do it out of love, my friend. We do it out of love. And I know we talked about it, always do it to, because you're a good friend, and we appreciate you. So, all right. So I guess it's no surprise. I don't know if Alex is running his card room live tonight from 8 to 9. So I guess I don't know if anybody has insight on that. If he is, awesome. If he's not, then we'll see how long I can go. But 9 o'clock, I believe they're doing a collector investor auction. Okay, Ruben chimed in that he is. No, Ruben said it. Then Max said it. Cool. So he's running his card room live at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., which is good. So I'll probably go another 15 minutes, and then we'll go from there. And then 9 o'clock, collector investor auction countdown. I believe that's going to happen as well. So with 4 collectors. So that seems to be on the horizon. Harvey mentions here, watching Phil Gary is quite educational for much of his videos. It's not widely viewed, so he does it for love. He does it for love, is my opinion. That's a good analysis on that one. That's a great point. It kind of goes back. Phil is one of the most knowledgeable collectors and dealers out there. I would classify him more as a collector than a dealer. He sells. He sells, but he is a collector first. And I've asked him a number of times for help. He has sold me stuff that is exceedingly rare, very difficult to find, and a number of my cards come from him, whether it was from his collection or whether it's something else. But that's a great point. I mean, Phil has I appreciate and applaud that he has a channel, because his content and the information that he delivers is definitely something that us as collectors should check out. At the very least, just at least one of his videos or two of his videos. Find something that relates to something that you want to aspire for, like whether it's a player that you like, because I'm sure he's covered it, or a set building, whatever it might be. So after decades of collecting Ultra Modern, I've recently gone down the wormhole that is T206. Between you and CRT, I've learned so much. So CRT is the guy. He is the T206 guy. There's a number of, I think there's a number of other guys too, but he, I would highly recommend checking out Chris's channel, CRT Sports Cards. He hasn't made much content lately. I think he's doing a lot more traveling as of these days, but I would definitely highly recommend watching him. If you want to learn more about T206, Chris is the guy. It's him and his adopted son, Max Jackson. So Max is going to be on tonight at 8 p.m. on Card Room Live. Auction shows are great. Looking forward to it. Yeah, they are kind of fun because you can throw in the chat what lot you're looking at or what lot you won, and they will share it. And it's kind of it's like a feather in the cap sort of moment, that field. I think that's what a lot of people they gravitate. They love those auction videos because if they buy something, they want to share it virtually with everybody. It's a good feeling. I totally get that. Man, let's see. I do my videos for likes and subs. I do my videos because they're fun. I enjoy it. Everything else is a bonus. That's what I love about Jason. Jason, that's why I'm a good friend. That Jason's a good friend of mine within the hobby space. I tend to kind of like connect more with friends that are like a lot more humble and that just love to have a good time, love to crack a beer, relax, hang out. Jason's like that. Aaron values vintage. These are the guys that I just kind of I spend a lot of time with. Matt from the Card Story, Joe Rosen, Jason from Cards and Comics. That was a lot of fun, man. I really, Strongsville was a lot of fun hanging out at that house and just kind of showing cards, talking about cards, and that's what it was all about for me. Good point, man. Peter B has a ton of knowledge in pre-war as well. Another guy that has a channel. I don't know how much videos he's made lately, but Peter B, another guy who has a lot of knowledge. I really enjoy watching Aaron for Value Vintage. I see something I don't know about almost every video, and I'm not really sure. I'm not really even sure why I added the word almost. Aaron is great. Aaron is somebody that he sticks to his guns. He is a massive collection. He has a very big collection, and I've purchased some cards off of him before, and just a great guy to know, great friend. We do a lot of collaborations, and just a solid dude. I think we're going to be doing a collaboration tomorrow with JT, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so Max also mentioned Lefty NDV10. Yeah, that's another great channel for T206 as well. So there's a lot of good stuff out there. Let's see. We are a bunch of dorks just having fun, except Warren. He's a male model. Yeah, Warren D in the CLE, walking down the runway. You guys are crazy. Jason, retired Chippendales dancer, not model. There you go. A very distinct correction. Chris actually just sold off a ton of T206 and REA. That's pretty cool. Oh, yeah. I think I heard about that, Max. I have not been in Aaron's card room. I don't know if anybody has within the community, but I have not been there. Warren is becoming a legend. Yeah, slowly but surely, for sure. I do this for the babes. I'm going to respectfully withdraw any comment about Chris from Missouri, but good to have you here, Chris. So, all right, 37 minutes in, and I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about. I've kind of addressed what I wanted to address. So, if you guys want to mention anything in the chat, I'm happy to feed off whatever you guys have to say. So, let me see. Although content is not done regularly, when Rhett Yeakley puts out a video, he gives great information. So, highly recommend his channel. I think it is Diamond Stars. Very cool, Harvey. There's a lot of channels out there, man. And Jason says, "Oh boy, Chris is here. The party is over." Are you saying that Chris is the Kool-Aid man? Brad, all right. Question. Do you think SGC will get enough submissions to the national to have to shut down too? I am leaning towards no. I don't know. I'm leaning towards no, and I'll tell you why. I don't think that the TCG crowd is going to jump ship to SGC to make up the difference, make up the loss of PSA. I think it's more likely that they're going to go to CGC, because CGC and Beckett are the two companies that have predominantly been dominated by TCG. I think SGC will, we'll take submissions, but it's going to be more sports, as they've been known for. So that's my take. I don't think they'll shut down. I made the merch. That is my hoodie. It's a 1 of 1. When I watch Chris Missouri, it's like listening to my uncle talk to me. I love it. Chris is great. He's like one of those guys on the radio who do fireside chats. Hello and welcome. I mean, how can you not want, like, you turn on your transistor radio and then Chris from Missouri pops on and tells you a story. That's what you want. You want to have that fireside chat vibe. Yeah. Oh, so yeah. Chris is a great off-color joke teller. I appreciate the fact that Chris hangs out super late with the Missouri crew and the West Virginia crew as well. Those guys know how to hang out and just enjoy the fun. They don't want to go back to the rooms and fall asleep. They just want to keep drinking. The vibe. What's up, man? Good to have you here, brother. He reminds me of the pilot in Airplane. Yeah. All right. Perfect. Max, do you have any interest in chasing Matty Rarebacks from T206? I wouldn't be opposed to it, but it's probably outside of if I wanted to get like a Hindu back, Mathewson, I would probably sell my current Piedmont back and go after one. But yeah, I guess right place, right time sort of situation, Max. It's not really on my radar, but if it happened to be on my radar and the price was there for me, I would consider it. Do you think SGC will get more new submissions or reholdered submissions? Probably more new submissions is my guess. I'm sure there'll be some people who are looking to reholder old labels, but probably more new. The West Virginia crew definitely do it right. Yeah, they go all night, man. And then you have, oh man, Phil Negro fan 35. I'm bringing the moonshine to Strongsville. He had quite a bit of, he had some people trying to keep up. It was a tough task. 20 minutes to go, Sammy. Don't stop now. I can't do it, Rick. I need both you and John here. You and John, you guys can carry a live stream. I'm just You know, I'm a one-man show that can barely hold it together. Chris from Missouri's most recent video is amazing. Do yourself a favor and watch it. Thank you, Mookie. You are earning more and more. You are earning your wrench, and I have yet to have the reason to take it away from you. PSA could solve their submission problem by simply requiring people to wait 6 to 12 months after a new release before they'll grade them. They'll never do that. Because they want to make money. So the money, they're not going to force a collector to wait 6-12 months. I understand logistically, but for them, it's makes no sense to hold off. All right. Mostly just in the chat. There's a lot of kind of back and forth discussion. So, and I can vibe with that. But let's see. Like I said, 8 o'clock, Card Room Live. 9 o'clock, 4 collectors. Let me just say, as well, as a New Yorker, Knicks won. It was a great feeling. I was out in the streets last night. I watched the game with some local neighbors a couple blocks away. That was a lot of fun. They put out a TV right outside the convenience store. Brought up my wife and I brought out some chairs, brought some beers, sat on the sidewalk, and watched the game. And afterwards, people were lighting fireworks off, M80s, sparklers, and my wife and I decided to drop off our chairs and walk down around the neighborhood to see what the reaction was. And man, it was awesome. It was really, really awesome. Even the NYPD was getting into it too, so that was cool. Super awesome. Robert, are you ready for Bichette to opt out? Yeah, I would say like he's even admitted that he's had trouble adjusting, but he's doing okay, I guess. But I'm sure, yeah, he doesn't want to be here anymore. He's like, this is not going well. Brunson was insane last night. I will say this much: I was listening to a lot of New York radio over this course of this entire series. And the funny thing is, they were jumping from Karl Anthony Towns being the NBA Finals MVP to OG Anunoby being the NBA Finals MVP, and then finally they gave it to Jalen Brunson for such a superstar performance. And let me just say now, on the record, that he is no longer classified and shouldn't have been classified in the first place as a 1A point guard. He is a 1. And he's earned the title of being a sole 1 point guard that can lead a team to a championship. And, talking about the little guys, the 6'1", 6'2" point guards that could not lead to a championship, and given the exception only to Steph Curry, which I thought was crazy because Isaiah Thomas also led the Pistons to 2 championships as a 6'1" point guard or 6 foot point, whatever he was. Brunson gets his flowers. That's all I got to say on that. Oh, geez. I'm not answering that, Rick. My favorite card. I'm not answering that. You troll. I've been drinking. Awesome. Let's go. Yeah. Can you do that on Thursday? Cardboard and cold ones? That's the kind of vibe we need. Heyman reported that so that Bichette's going to opt out. Yeah, not surprised. Brunson cemented himself in basketball history. I hated it, but he was amazing to watch. Great player. OG Anunoby is my favorite. Brunson Game 5 was off the charts. It will live in history. OG Anunoby had one of the greatest, if not the greatest, Knicks moment in basketball history with that tip in. But Mitchell Robinson, if you guys saw that rebound last night, was so pivotal for a off the bench guy to do that. Huge play. Pre-war, what's up, man? I'm about to be finishing up, and I'm glad you're here. Where's all the posting on World Cup? Yeah, I mean, there will be people talking about it for sure. Maybe not here in content creating world, but Sure, I'm sure there's gonna be people talking about it. Alrighty. The shit about being small is stupid to me. Nate Robinson was small. Brunson is 6'2". Yeah, I mean, point guards are typically in between the range of like 6 foot to 6'5", 6'6", but I mean, there are point guards that are smaller as well. Sammy, thoughts on no longer having New York represented in the four collectors? I'll hang up on this. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, that's a good point. Dan and myself, no longer representing New York with the 4C. I guess now it would be Oregon, California, Illinois, and Pennsylvania. That's all I have to say. Call at the beginning, Sammy. Thank you for the kind words. Oh, cheers, man. Yes, I don't have a beer in my hand right now, but absolutely, man. And looking forward to your card room live. Peeps, what's up, man? Good to have you here. Anyone keeping up with the College World Series? I heard a little bit about it, but I haven't really been keeping up with it. So, all right. I think we're good. So, gonna wrap this up, I think, now. Unless anybody else has any final things to say, feel free to do so, but I think we're calling it a wraps. 8 o'clock, Card Room Live, Bowman 53, Alex hosting Card Room Live, and it sounds like Max is going to be on. So that is coming up. 9 o'clock, 4 collectors hosting a watch party of Collector Investor Auctions. And is there anything else I had to say? I don't think so. Thank you so much for watching. Sammy Thunder checking out. And I'll have a video sometime this week. I don't know when. I'll figure something out. Maybe I'll come up with something outrageous so I can get a million views. But maybe I'll just do a video on Christy Mathewson and get 100. So we'll see. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.